Hi folks, hope you are doing good. My name is Atishay. I'm back with another exciting episode of my podcast series. Today's guest is Rupali Gupta. We both went to the same engineering college and are both working in IT industry. On this episode, we talked about our college life, experiences from our first jobs, and the need to keep reinventing and learning. I believe there are a lot of key takeaways from this podcast for you guys. And if you like this podcast, make sure to follow or subscribe my YouTube or Spotify channel or whatever platform you are getting this episode. Thanks a lot, guys, in advance. Take care. Hey, hi, Rupali. Thanks for joining in today. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, Rupali. I'm really excited for our talk today. So I have already introduced you in the starting, but I want you to introduce yourself to the audience as well.
Okay, sure. So, my name is Rupali Gupta. Currently, I'm working as a software engineer in HSBC Technologies. And other than that, I create content on Instagram and YouTube videos. And I am a funny person. My content is a mixture of fun and empowering and social causes. So, if you can follow me if you want. Yeah.
Amazing, Rupali, amazing. So, guys, as I mentioned in the beginning introduction of this video, we will be talking about our college experiences, our experiences of working with corporates, having corporate jobs, and since we both are engineers, we have both graduated in the same year. We will be talking about our engineering experiences and our adventures of engineering. So that this is going to be a great, fun podcast. So let me start with my
Yeah, very
first
much
question to you,
fun.
Rupali. Yeah. So how was your college life? What were the adventures you have in your college life? And if you can share some incidents from your college life to the all the viewers and listeners.
Okay. So when I was in 12th, तो नॉर्मल चीज होती थी दैट चलो इंजीनियरिंग कर लेते हैं सो आई हैड इंटरेस्ट एज वेल इन कोडिंग एंड एवरीथिंग so I went for this college and this is IPEC. We both are from IPEC, Indraprastha Engineering College. So वहां पे जाके I actually understood like how things are done. Studies are on the one side, but how things are actually done. जब आपको एक दिन में सारा पढ़ाई करनी पड़ती थी, पूरा सेमेस्टर एक दिन में याद करना पड़ता था, पूरी बुक एकदम मगअप करनी पड़ती थी. That is something you don't learn on a like on daily basis. That is learned in a engineering college because that is a life skill, like how to work under pressure, how to perform better. So I remember this incident from college. Like next day exam था, semester exam, and मेरे को कुछ नहीं आता था, मेरे को मतलब literally कुछ नहीं आता था. And it was like physics exam, first year की बात है. और first year में ना ऐसे थोड़े डरे हुए भी होते हैं हम लोग कि
Hmm,
ओह
correct.
ठीक है, थोड़ा
Hmm,
तमीज में रहना है क्योंकि first
hmm.
year. हाँ. So I was really scared, or and I knew nothing because I came from a background like school. वहाँ पे सबको spoon feed किया जाता है, but in like college you have to be on yourself, you have to be on your toes. So there is no tuition, there's nothing. So what I did is I bought that quantum, एक quantum book आती है which is favorite for all UPTO. If anyone is from UPTO, वो एक life saver है सबके लिए. So yeah, I just mugged
Hmm.
it up and I got passing marks, thank God, because physics is something बैक तो आएगी फिजिक्स और मैथ्स बैक आएगी तुम्हारी. बहुत
Totally,
बहुत
totally.
बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता है. हाँ. सो या दैट इज वन थिंग. आई वाज वेरी स्कैर्ड. मैंने मम्मी को बोला था मैं तो फेल हो जाऊंगी, देख लेना, बस आओ अब देख लेना. बैक तो बहुत नॉर्मल बात है इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज में. मैंने ऐसे उनको पैसिफाई कर दिया कि इट्स
Hmm.
ओके, but luckily I passed. So what is your experience, Atishay?
So the wonderful, very wonderful story you shared about, mugging up one day before, one night before the exam. So this is a very similar story of mine also. So I also used to study one day or maybe 2, 3 days before the exam. So we used to have this, book Quantum. So for our listeners, so Quantum is a small book जिसमें पूरा का पूरा important questions होते थे. All the important questions were there in the book. And if you have not studied via any book, if you have not made any notes, अगर आपने वो quantum कर ली ना, so you will be able to uh, pass with decent
वो
marks.
आपकी गीता है.
Absolutely right. So yeah, जैसे रूपाली ने बोला, it's like a Bhagavad Gita for engineering, UPTU engineering college student. So आपको बस वो करके जाने and you will have decent marks. एक incident मैं और share करना चाहूँ. Entered college, first day of my college. I was really scared. Okay, यार अभी school से आ गए हैं. School में we were in science, right? So we were supposed to study. मतलब college मतलब स्कूल में जाओ, पूरे दिन पढ़ो, कोई फ्री पीरियड अगर गलती से मिल जाए, टॉकिंग अबाउट द फाइनल इयर्स, राइट, 11 to 12 की बात करो, नॉट बिफोर दैट. सो 11th और 12th में आपको कोई फ्री पीरियड भी मिल जाए, इफ यू आर नॉट स्टडीइंग, पीपल स्टार्ट लुकिंग एट यू, ये बंदा अपनी लाइफ को लेके सीरियस नहीं है, राइट. तो जब कॉलेज में फर्स्ट डे मैंने एंटर किया, आई कम विद द सेम माइंडसेट कि यार अब तो यहाँ पे आ गया, अब तो पढ़ना है, आई हैव टू स्कोर डिसेंट मार्क्स, डिसेंट परसेंटेज टू ग्रैब अ गुड placement opportunity. But first जब मैंने लोगों को यहाँ पे देखा, so I thought I was the only one with the mentality, बाकी सब तो यार chill हो गए, relax हो गए, I would be able to gel up with other students. But मैंने जब देखा सब डरे से सहमे से अपने comfort zone में बैठे हुए हैं, you know, अब किसी से बात नहीं कर रहे, तो लग गया कि हाँ आपका मैं the right place. That was experience I want to share कि हाँ यार मतलब सब अपने जैसे लोग हैं यहाँ पे, and I don't need to worry about anything. So first year was kind of a serious year for me because वो 12th का होता था ना, कॉलेज से आने के, स्कूल से आने के बाद भी आपको स्टडी, सो कॉलेज से आने के बाद we used to take our assignment seriously, our internal seriously. तो मेरी फर्स्ट और सेकंड सेमेस्टर थोड़ा सीरियस था, उसके बाद सेकंड ईयर से तो बॉस अब तो सब सेट हो गया है, अब तो चलो every Friday and every Thursday we used to watch the latest movies, we used to bunk few classes and have relax and chill with our friends. तो ये सीन हो गया.
I have one incident. I'll share this one. So what happened? This class was of the drawing class, which was in first year. I don't remember the name. This was a drawing class in which we use this big scale. I don't remember the name. Yeah. So what happened that I had my 3 friends. So like we did our homework. The lecture before that, art lecture. So what happened that we wanted to go to the class, but the whole class was saying that we haven't done the homework and let's bunk it. Let's bunk it. So what happened that we four thought that नहीं यार अभी तो homework किया है, अभी तो जाना ही पड़ेगा, but we can't go against our peers like in our class. So what we did, okay, don't hate me for this. What we all did, what we did is that we said, okay, we won't go to the class. We all are bunking, and when everyone is gone, like everyone is gone for the cafeteria and to their hostel, we went to the class and said, "Sir, इतने ही बच्चे आए हैं और बाकी सब bunk पे है." Because we were so naive, we were in first year, and like we have done our homework the period before that, and we were so confident like नहीं अभी तो homework दिखाना है, and we got 0 in that homework because it was wrong, completely wrong. तो बिल्कुल ही ऐसा हो गया. And the next day what happened that our teacher complained to our like coordinator KK sir. There was this guy KK sir and he was very strict kind of a person. So complain kiya, and he came to the class and he said, "You 4 girls sit down and everyone get up." And we were so embarrassed, like what we have done. We are still in school. Why we are behaving like this? So that is something I'm not proud of. But yeah, this is a funny incident that happened.
So it was a karma. आपने अकेले सबको bitch करके क्लास में चले गए. So karma था कि आपको उसमें 0 मिले और बाकी embarrassment अलग मिली.
Yeah, exactly.
That was great, relishing those experiences, यार. Wonderful, you brought that up. So
Yeah.
let me ask you my next question. Now we are both working professionals. We are both working in corporate. So if you like to share your experience.
Okay. So, okay. So HSBC is my first company, and बड़ी मिन्नतों के बाद मुझे जॉब लगी थी, पहली बात तो ये, क्योंकि इतने सारे बच्चे,
Hmm,
and you have limited jobs, like,
correct.
and everyone is outshining everyone there, because you can't say like I am good, I am the best. You have to be good, you have to be unique, है ना? So my first job, I luckily I landed a package which was higher than average, which is a good thing. Yeah, but then there was one like disadvantage, if you say so. Like I had to leave my home place, that is Delhi, and I have to go to Pune. So that is some other experience. But एक लड़की जो पूरा डे स्कॉलर किया है, स्कूल भी है किया है, never went to hostel, never lived alone. So that is some interesting and as well as scary experience for me to shift my whole life to another city and start all over again. So I went there. So first few days were very good because there were many people like me from the graduate pool campus drive. So there were many people. We used to live in hotel because big company, has provided me with the hotel for like 15 days. But we have to do house hunt as well. So we used to have these seminars for like 3 or 4 days of my joining in this big hotel, like Hayat and everything. So it was very amazing for me. That 4 or 5 days were very amazing because we don't used to listen to their webinars actually. We just go there to eat food, to
Hmm.
eat good food. That's it. So yeah, that was very good. That was a very good experience, and I think everyone should experience it. It was good. Then when I joined like the on job, after all this seminar and
Hmm.
orientation is done, I joined HSBC for working purposes. So it was very new to me. Yeah, I was learning continuously, and I got to know one thing, that whatever you have learned in your engineering, it might help, but there's a chance it might not help. Yeah, so it's a whole new world in corporate. You experience some things which are like, you'll be like, ये तो कभी पढ़ा ही नहीं है, ये कहाँ से आ गया, ये तो कभी सिखाया ही नहीं गया हमें. For example, like in private engineering college where I am from, you are not taught to be like a leader. Yeah, and but you have to gain that experience from your on job training. Like you have to outshine others. If you're not even doing that much of work, but you have to outshine others. So that is one thing I learned. And HSBC is a nice company, very very grateful to them. They have taught me a lot of things, and it was a fun experience, and I'm learning on the way. Many things I've learned. So it is a great company. You can join
Wonderful.
it if you want.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, for sure. So I have a follow-up question on your answer. How difficult was the
Yeah.
transition from being, staying with your parents, staying, with all the comforts of
Hmm.
being surrounded with the family? How was the
Hmm.
transition of living with the family to living alone in a city you don't know anything about? So how was the transition?
Okay. So I am a pampered child from childhood. So that is something which hit me very hard because
Hmm.
there you
So
have to be all
are you the
on
only
your
child?
own. You
So are you
No,
the
no, I
only
have
child?
a
Okay.
sister as well.
Okay.
No, no, sister, sibling. Yeah, small sister. Still, I am a very pampered child. Like my dad is like, okay, I'll do your work. It's okay, like that. Huh? So he was very tense. Like she's going to another city. How will she manage? Huh? So first day when I went there, it was very new to me. Like what is happening? Oh my god. Huh? And ऊपर से it's Maharashtra and the local people speak Marathi. They know Hindi, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, but still their local language is Marathi. So that is one thing I faced. Like, ठीक है, थोड़ी मराठी सीखनी पड़ेगी. So I understand Marathi and I can even speak a little
Oh,
bit of it.
wow.
Huh.
Hmm.
Then yeah, so I'll teach you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So
Love to.
yeah. So the next challenge which I faced is house hunting. मतलब बहुत मुश्किल है, लड़कियों को house नहीं देते लोग. If you're a bachelor, तुमको house नहीं मिलेगा. A boy or a girl, it's not about gender. नहीं मिलेगा तुमको क्योंकि it is a norm like bachelors तो बहुत गंदगी मचाते हैं. They're so dirty. ऐसा norm है बाहर कि नहीं नहीं अभी तुम family लेके आओ, मम्मी पापा के साथ आओ, ऐसा होता है ना? But still, the situation is better in some developed places like Viman Nagar is like a posh place, like South Delhi
Hmm.
in Delhi. It's like this. So it's better there. So searching for a house was a difficult thing which I faced. And there's one more thing. Um, the cleaning of house and taking care of your food. I have never cooked, so that was a big thing. We used to hire maids, but then too, it's difficult because you don't like their food, like whatever he or she is making. It's really hard.
Hmm.
Eventually, it's really hard. It looks very easy. It's like, oh, so what? I used to feel the same. Like, oh, so what?
Hmm.
Arey, I can do it. I'll hire a maid for this and that
Hmm.
and that. But eventually it is difficult, but it is very liberating on the other hand as well. You experience a lot of things, you are so much independent, you have a lot of freedom, like you can go out
Hmm.
in 3 in night, but it's on you. If something happens to you, it's on you right now. Parents नहीं आएंगे कि अच्छा मत
Hmm.
जा चल बाहर, ऐसा नहीं होने वाला. It's on you. अगर कुछ बुरा हुआ तो it's on you, अच्छा हुआ तो obviously it's on you. So yeah, you have freedom, but you should know how to use that freedom. That is one thing I have learned from like 2 to 3 years. Yeah. So that was a change. It was a difficult change, but it's a good change.
Hmm. That is really fascinating. Wonderful.
So what was your experience?
Initially, as you mentioned, you have to struggle for getting the first job. So same with me, we were from the same college, so we know, about the placement situation in our college. Mostly in all private colleges, more or less the same. So I was very clear at the end of my second last semester that I don't want to make a career in software development. I can't imagine myself sitting in a cubicle and coding, doing software development. So I was very clear. So I talked to a couple of my mentors. I talked to my family. I talked to some of my very close friends. What are the career options for me? So 2 3 career options which they told me or I came to know about that you can go for. One is sales and operations and business analyst. Luckily, I was able to get a job. So there was a company. I won't take the name. I want to publicize or advertise a company. So it was based out of Gurugram. So I was able to fetch that placement offer from the company, but I didn't join the company. So they're joining in month of Feb, but I was still searching for a better option. So luckily, another company come to the college, and I was able to get placed. It was not in a technical role, so it was in a sales and operations role. I was get placed. So I started working with a company, and that company was a startup. Okay. And I learned a lot. So that is a merit of working with a startup. You are not just doing your role, you're also taking
Yeah.
in other roles. So though I was in sales, I was in business development operations, but I was also a part of product management. I was also involved in recruiting, staffing, advising, okay, what kind of people we can hire. I've also been to a couple of campus drive, managing the entire campus drive or maybe interviewing some candidates. So that was an amazing experience. After that, I was lucky to get a job at my current employer where I was working as a PMO, as a business analyst. So that was my experience, my journey so far. I was lucky that I took a start. I was in placed in a startup, and I made a good decision of starting my career by working in a startup because I was able to learn more things in a short time, and which played a very important role in helping me grabbing my current job with my current employer. So that was my experience.
Yeah, I would like to add something
Hmm.
here. Whosoever is listening, and if you are in your last year, go for a startup instead of a MNC. That is my feedback, because I know everyone is attracted to a big company because they give you many benefits, and like startup just takes out everything from you. You have to work a lot. I understand that, but if you will work in your initial years, like for 3 to 4 years in a startup, like 1 year is also fine. But if you will get the taste of a startup, yeah, if you'll get this taste of the startup, you learn a lot. Because I come from MNC, and when I talk to my colleagues and my friends and my family members who's been working on this platform and this area of IT, big MNCs are very specific. Like if you have a work, like for example, if you're working in software, so in a big company, your work can be to handle a database, but in a startup, your work can be a full stack developer, or you can handle the full software development cycle. So that is something you learn a lot in a startup instead of a MNC. In a MNC, if you're starting your career, you'll be excited, you will learn, but you will learn very specific topics. But if you want to explore, like as Atishay has explored, and now he's a PMO and he's working on the like the business side, you will not be able to explore in a MNC because it will be very concrete and very specific. So if you like to explore, go for a startup. It's fine if they are paying you less, but I'll suggest that go for a startup or a small company first, and then settle for a MNC. That is my feedback.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right. And just to add on one thing here, MNC में क्या होता है, थोड़ा सा मुझे लगता है लर्निंग कर्व थोड़ा सा कम हो जाता है, बिकॉज शायद उनके पास इतने ज्यादा रिसोर्सेज होते हैं, इतने ज्यादा एम्प्लॉयज होते हैं, तो इतना ज्यादा आप पे लोड नहीं आता, तो आपका जो लर्निंग कर्व होता है ना वो कम हो जाता है. You have the stability, you have a secure job, तो शायद आप भी उतने एफर्ट्स नहीं मारते. एंड इन कंपैरिजन टू अ स्टार्टअप, इफ यू कंपेयर द
Hmm.
सेम टू मिड साइज कंपनी और अ स्टार्टअप, उसमें आपको एवरी डे यू हैव टू डू योर बेस्ट, बिकॉज आपको यू हैव टू कीप री इन्वेंटिंग योरसेल्फ, टेकिंग ऑन न्यू स्टफ. पता नहीं क्लाइंट की डिमांड कुछ और हो जाए, उसके हिसाब से आपको अपने आप को मोल्ड करना पड़ता है. सो आई बिलीव पीपल आर मोर
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
absolutely. So मुझे लगता है कि स्टार्टअप में when you work in a startup, initially you take a lot of responsibilities. अगर आपने आपकी फर्स्ट कंपनी स्टार्टअप है, तो बहुत सारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी शुरू में आपके पास आती है ना. यू लर्न टू वर्क इन अ प्रेशर, कि प्रेशर में काम कैसे करते हैं, कैसे शाइन करते हैं, when you have a lot of work on your plate. So you're absolutely right, Rupali. This is also my
Hmm.
advice to everyone. So if you're starting your career, if you are a fresher, and you want to learn, you want to grow fast, so you can work with a startup or a mid-sized company maybe for initial years. सीखो, बहुत सारी चीजों की knowledge लो,
Hmm.
उसके बाद you can decide where you want to settle. Absolutely right, Rupali.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So let's continue our discussion. We talk about our experiences of our first job. So I just want to switch gears here. थोड़ा सा मैं बात करना चाहूँगा again about college life. So as you mentioned, in your answer, कि क्या struggle था, placement का क्या struggle होता है, especially in private colleges. We are not from IITs or NITs की companies 25 thesis लाके package के साथ आए. So what were your struggles इन द प्लेसमेंट फेज, क्योंकि बहुत बहुत टफ पीरियड होता है वो, जो आपके सेकेंड लास्ट सेमेस्टर से लेके आपके जो लास्ट के 6-7 महीने होते हैं, दे आर वेरी इंटेंस. you see your friends
Hmm.
get maybe getting placed with good offers, with good packages. आपका प्लेसमेंट नहीं होता, यू फील लेफ्ट आउट कि यार मेरी फ्रेंड का तो हो गया, मेरा क्यों नहीं हुआ, एंड उसका मेरे से ज्यादा पैकेज पे हो गया. सो यू आल्सो envy your friends. So if you want to share your experiences, वो जो प्लेसमेंट का दौर था, what kind of mental trauma you faced, or mentally आपके दिमाग में, emotionally आपके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा था, if you can share the same to our listeners and viewers.
Yeah, sure. So, placement starts like third year end में. So, in a private college, as Atisha mentioned, it's really hard because इतने सारे बच्चे हैं, and काफी कम जॉब्स हैं। चलो ठीक है, कंप्यूटर साइंस के लिए तो उतनी मतलब है, ठीक है फाइन, बट अभी कंप्यूटर साइंस, आईटी एंड ईसी एज वेल इज सिटिंग, एंड यू डोंट नो हु इज द बेस्ट। तो देर आर लॉट ऑफ पीपल, एंड जो कंपनी आती थी ना, 1 वैकेंसी 2 वैकेंसी, चल ठीक है 5 वैकेंसी ज्यादा से ज्यादा, यहाँ पे 1000 लोग और 5 वैकेंसी, यू कैन इमेजिन द रेशियो, इट्स वेरी लेस, है ना। सो it it is a trauma, yes it is a trauma. And as you said, in IIT, I'm sure like in IIT there must be a same trauma, but for a bigger package. I'm sure they must be also
True.
struggling कि मेरे को ज्यादा चाहिए, मेरे को 30 लाख का चाहिए, नहीं मेरे को 50 लाख का चाहिए. Their life is on other level, their struggle is on other level. Our struggle is like 3 लाख का मिल जाए यार, बहुत बड़ी बात है.
Hmm.
But no, I think the industry is changing their norms. 3
Hmm.
lakh is like low for now, and people are getting offered like 10 lakhs and 15 lakhs. I have seen people. So talking about my experience, so I I interviewed in many companies, like many, I don't even remember, like 10 तो होंगी ही आराम
Hmm.
से. ठीक है. तो there was some of the cases where I used to go till the last round and then I get rejected, and it is very frustrating. You cry, you are like you're good for nothing,
Hmm.
you develop insecurities in yourself, like I'm not good for this, I'm not good as an engineer, I can't be an engineer. You battle with your own insecurities. दूसरा क्या बोलेगा, खुद में ही आने लगती है. So that is one struggle you face, but you don't have to give up. Like नहीं हो रहा मेरे से, नहीं. You have to try, learn, उससे experience लो. So I have seen people who are very good, like very good in their academics, but they lack their soft skills. So I would like to tell you, everyone who is listening, enhance your soft skills. That is equally important nowadays. You don't have to be a, like a monitor or like a mug up person who is just studying and bookworm. You have to be very confident,
Hmm.
and you have a good personality. वो लोग भी देखते हैं, and that is the equal parameter that is judged as a candidate by companies or employers. So for me, I was fine with my soft skills, nothing like that. And for academics, I was an average student. So my friends got the job, like my one friend got the job, and there's a pressure, there's an ongoing pressure on your head, like अरे उसको जॉब मिल गई, उसको जॉब मिल गई, उसको अच्छा उसकी भी जॉब लग गई. ऐसे ही होता है, मतलब 5-6 महीने you are just listening to this like, okay, he has got a job. Arey, this much people are placed, you are left. So you live in that trauma. You come to home, you say to your parents, job नहीं लग रही. So sometimes parents are like supporting, नहीं कोई बात नहीं बेटा लग जाएगी, but sometimes they're like, why are you not good enough? That is the worst thing. If any parent is listening, don't demotivate your child, please. He or she will get. Placement is not absolutely about how you
Hmm.
are, it's about, is it your day? That is also one thing.
Absolutely.
If it's your day, the interviewer will ask you the same question you have learned, and you can't learn everything. You have to be smart, you have to think on your toes in the interview process. If you don't know anything, just let them know that you are eager to learn that thing. That is the most important thing, because they are not expecting the world out of a engineering graduate person from a private college. They are not, they are just looking for a person who can learn. दैट्स इट. सो हाँ, तो यही था मेरा एक्सपीरियंस. देन काफी काफी जगह से रिजेक्शन आया, बट दैट रिजेक्शन इज पार्ट ऑफ योर लाइफ. यू कैन जस्ट स्किप
Hmm.
इट एंड मूव टू द मूवी like
Hmm.
we do in YouTube. This is not happening in
Hmm.
real life, but you have to believe in yourself कि लगेगी यार, कोई बात नहीं, अगले में लगेगी, लगेगी पक्का लगेगी. तो ये माइंडसेट लेके जाओ हर इंटरव्यू में, यू विल एस इट, एंड कभी ना कभी लग जाएगी. ऐसे कोई नहीं होता जिसके लिए जॉब नहीं बनी होती, सबके लिए जॉब बनी है, एंड यू आर गुड इनफ. या दैट इज माय
This is a
एक्सपीरियंस.
very wonderful answer. I have two follow-up questions. One is how you keep yourself calm and composed. You sounded like a very, calm and composed person. ऐसा मुझे बता रहे हो कि एक बार दो बार रिजेक्शन मिला, बट स्टिल यू कीप मोटिवेटिंग योरसेल्फ, नहीं इस बार नहीं लगी, नेक्स्ट बार लग जाएगी, आज मेरा दिन नहीं था, मे बी नेक्स्ट इंटरव्यू मेरा हो या नेक्स्ट अगला दिन मेरा होगा. So how you have just such a calm and composing mindset before your interview. दूसरा क्वेश्चन, how you keep yourself
Okay.
motivated. जैसे एक दो इनिशियली आपको रिजेक्शन मिले, उसके बाद भी how you keep yourself motivated. So if you want to share your mantra, how you tackle the situation at that time.
Okay. So as a person, I'm an optimistic person. I know not everyone is an optimistic person, but one thing what you can do is start believing in yourself and start affirmations. Like I can do it. I'll get this job. I'll. So what I do before an interview, like right now also, what I do is I just do this one thing that I can do it. It's okay. They are just people. They are just people who are looking for me only. So you have to be confident in yourself. Like, yeah, I am fine. I know everything. I have done my bit. Now, if anything goes west or east, it's okay. That is in not my control. So something which are not in my control, I cannot handle it. I can do what is in my control. So that is one thing you can just practice in front of a mirror. It's okay. It's okay. नहीं भी मिली तो it's okay. हाँ. But I'll try my best कि मिल जाएगी. And second thing is कि when you go through rejections, I'm not saying I don't cry. I cry a lot. I'm a very emotional person. Uh, and I feel like that, okay, it's not happening. But for that split seconds or for like 5 minutes, you can cry or you can analyze that what is happening, and you can feel sad for yourself, but after a day or after 5 minutes or after split seconds, just come to your life and come to the real world. Okay, fine, it doesn't work, now it will work, I will make it work. Analyze it and experience that sadness or rejection, and just get a closure, what we say, closure, get a closure, and just let it go. Okay, fine, okay, I'll do good in the next one. You don't have to be impatient, that much impatient. I know it happens because सबकी जॉब लग रही होती है यार, मेरे साथ भी हुआ था, सबकी जॉब लग रही होती है, बट on the other hand you have to believe in yourself, मेरी भी लग जाएगी.
Hmm. These are very wonderful techniques which you share, कि you have to be optimistic. Affirmation के बारे में आपने बताया, which is a brilliant technique. I also used to do it, that you have to affirm yourself on a daily
Hmm.
basis that I can do this, I can achieve this. Okay, इस interview
Hmm.
में नहीं हुआ तो इस वाले interview में हो जाएगा. So these are wonderful techniques which you share, and I believe जो भी हमारे listeners हैं, जो भी हमारे viewers हैं, वो इस technique को follow करके they can also pass this difficult phase if you are currently in your job search phase. So I believe these techniques will also help them. Again, I want to switch some gear. So हमने
Yeah.
बहुत career की बात कर ली, बहुत professional life की बात कर ली. So I just want to again switch gears and talk about personal life. I know you are a person who's someone who's very curious about things, wants to learn new things. You're also a content creator yourself. So I want to talk about that side of yours. So how this passion for content creation emerge, कैसे आपको शौक आया कि मुझे YouTube से वीडियोस बना के डालनी है. So how this journey started, and what are your plans about this content creation, as a hobby, future plans क्या है इसको लेके? So if you can throw some light on this.
Okay. So I have a mindset as same as you. Like Atisha said, I can't see myself working and coding everything for next 10 years. Like next 10 years, मैं 30 की हो जाऊंगी and I'm just
Hmm.
coding. I just cannot imagine myself. That is
Hmm.
something I can't. Maybe some people can, and it's absolutely fine. It's on you. It's on you. Whatever you like, do that, but I cannot. So content creation is something which I developed in third year. Yeah, third year. So what happened in third year? I thought of making YouTube videos. I am a binge YouTube videos. I used to binge YouTube videos. So I used to see these creators, like how good they are. Like they are normal people and they're making such good content about many things. And I thought, why can't I do it? It's it's fine. I can also do it. So I just started making it and I started feeling very good about me. Like, okay, I'm doing something which is different from others. So I always wanted to do something which is different from others, which is not common, which doesn't come in a rat race. So this is my feeling. I don't want to be in a rat race. I know it's difficult, and that rat race attracts you, like, chalo, it's comfortable, let's go towards that, let's have a normal life, let's work and do MBA. That is the trajectory, I think. So let's do engineering, let's do MBA, work for the rest of your life. But what are you doing for yourself? What are you doing to liberate yourself? So that is something I wanted to do. So I started YouTube channel, and then all this placement happened. And as we talked about that, it is a trauma to go through this placement sal. So I dropped it. Not like dropped it, like I gave it a pause. कि अभी तो नहीं है time. I'm really busy. So then something happened, and I didn't get time with my new job and everything. I was with new job, new city. I was so mesmerized with all the things, and it was very overwhelming for me. And I just forgot that I love to make content. So I came back to Delhi in this COVID situation. Thank God, it's actually good for some people. Like, we are back to our home. That is a bright side of this pandemic, that we can
Correct.
actually
Absolutely.
spend time with our parents. Yeah. So I came to home, and I saw my DSLR, and I thought, chalo, बहुत हो गया, अब बनाते content. So I started again, and I felt so good about me. People started praising me, like, how you get time. So I want to tell you, everyone, you don't get time, you have to make it. We all have 24 hours. You have to prioritize your things. Instead of swiping on Instagram, that is my guilty pleasure as well, to swipe. But you have to make time, and you have to do what you love. It can be playing guitar, or writing something, reading a book. That is something you love. Yeah, it should define you. Like, this is something apart from work I do. So I started making content on Instagram and YouTube as well. So I thought, what should I make content on? So I wanted to make a difference. I always wanted to make a difference in this society. So I chose a topic which is very, very close to my heart. And that is something, like, I face it. So I started making videos on women issues, women empowerment, and how women can be a leader. So that is something I started making, and my journey is ongoing. I'm making videos, I'm making content. And when you start making content, you get so many ideas, like, you don't have time to implement it. You get so much of content in your head कि ये भी कर लेते, ये भी कर लेते. But yeah, but there's one more thing that you need to keep in mind in this business of content and fame. If you are chasing money, you won't be successful, because these, like, entrepreneurship and content, something which are related to these terms, in this, your passion should not be money, because money will not drive you. Your motive will drive you, because money is something which will be a byproduct of this, but it should not be your driving force. So initially, in my third year, I started, चलो यूट्यूबर बन जाएंगे, बहुत पैसे कमाएंगे. That was a myth. हाँ. तो but reality hit me very hard कि नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. You have to be consistent, you have to work hard, you have to do something, and money should not be your driving force. You should do it because you love it. So this is my short and long story. Yeah.
There are very wonderful lessons in your answer. I'm sure जो भी listeners are हमारे जो भी viewers हैं, they have taken those lessons from your answer. So I'm down to my two last question, Rupali.
Yeah.
First one is how you find time for yourself, maybe to unwind yourself, maybe for your learning from your busy corporate or day-to-day schedule, work schedule. I'm talking about work days. So how you find time for yourself to unwind, to learn new things, to maybe take out some time for your hobby or for your passion of content creation. And my last question to you is need to keep reinventing or learning. We live in an age where things are changing at a very rapid pace. If you're not learning, if you're not upskilling ourselves, maybe we won't be able to survive in this rat race maybe in few years or few decades. So how you
Hmm.
manage to keep learning, and how you find time after your work schedule for your personal hobbies and for your learning.
Okay, I have this thing in my mind always, like always, that I have to learn something every day. It might be a very small thing. It might be like learning about a new app. Let's say that learning about a new app, but you have gained some knowledge, right? So I have this thing in my mind that I have to learn. And about time, as I said before, you have to make time. You don't have time, you have to make time. uh okay, so I get distracted a lot about from social media, Instagram, Facebook, and all this. So what I do is, I have started this, that I will open social media or Instagram only when I have to post. Sometimes I fail, sometimes I ace that day. So that is one thing you can do. And other than that, my professional growth, like some language or anything, like Python is a very growing language, so I am learning that. So the thing is, if you are a working professional or you are going to a job, or you will be joining next year, so there's one thing, you are never so busy. Understand this. People who say na, like we work for 8 hours straight, I don't think so people are so busy, because there are times when you are free and you are just hovering onto your screen and you're doing nothing. You can do that work in like 1 hour as well, and 2 hour as well. And there is time. And after 8 hours there's a whole day. From 6 to 12 there's whole day. आधा दिन तो बच ही जाता है तुम्हारे पास। तो यू हैव टू प्रायोरिटाइज थिंग्स कि ठीक है, 1 घंटा तो मैं निकाल ही सकता हूँ या निकाल ही सकती हूँ मेरे पर्सनल ग्रोथ के लिए। तो या दैट्स इट, यू हैव टू मेक टाइम यार। मैं तो बोल के बता नहीं सकती कि कैसे होगा, बट या यू हैव टू सेट इन योर माइंड कि हाँ, करना है तो करना है। कोई आके नहीं बताएगा यार। और जब गिरोगे ना, और फिर सोचोगे कि कर लिया होता तो शायद टाइम निकल गया हो, बट अभी नहीं निकला है तो कर लो।
No, absolutely. This is really wonderful. And that you mentioned two things in your answer, that you have to make time or you have to be focused or not distracted. So for our viewers and listeners, मैं दो book mention करना चाहूँगा. So ये दो books है, Make Time and Indestructible, which I recently read, and these are wonderful books. To all the listeners, to all the viewers, ये books जरूर पढ़ना. You will find some good strategies, practical tips. Okay, अपना time कैसे बचाना है, how to be focused, how to be not distracted. कुछ tools है, कुछ fundas है. So if you imply those fundas and tools, I'm very sure, like Rupali, like me, maybe you can also find time for your side hustles or maybe your passions or hobbies. Thanks a lot, Rupali, for being
Yeah,
on this recording today.
thank
One
you.
last question I want to ask you before we end this. What advice would you like to give to youngsters who are still confused about, their career or their passion in life? तो क्या advice होगी आपकी उन लोगों के लिए?
Okay, so if you are confused, it's okay to be confused. I'm still confused. I don't know what I'll do after 5 years. One thing you can do, just start doing what is right now. Like, you, this is right for me, let me just start it, देख लेंगे क्या होगा. So if you are going for a job, or you have just started your engineering college, and you don't know in what thing you should specialize, like or what field you should go in, it should be software or development or managerial things. So just try. Hit and trial is the only method you will explore yourself. Like what is good for you, what things you enjoy doing in your life. It's better to start. If you will not even start, how will you know that I am good at this or I should do this? Sometimes people start and they think that this is our fate, and we can't go beyond this, or we if for example, if you started as a software engineer and you don't want to be a software engineer and you want to go in a very different field, let's say fashion, let's say fashion, so you can do that. It's okay, it's fine, you can do that. But don't just stop there ki nahi, I want to grow now, this is my life, I have to settle for this. Explore yourself, explore the new things, and talk to people. That is the one thing I'll tell you. Talk to people, like who are acing in their field, and they'll give you a gist of what is done here, and if it matches
Hmm.
your frequency, then yes, it is for you. Otherwise you can just hit and try. Life is like really long. You work for like good 32 for no, not like 30, yeah, you work for like 30 years of your lifetime. So 30 years a lot, yeah. You can change field as much as you want. It's okay.
And this is really amazing, Rupali, which you mentioned that you need to follow your heart, you need to follow your instincts, and maybe वहां से पात बनता चला जाएगा. So this is the same ideology which I believe in. So thanks a lot for sharing this, Rupali. Any parting words to
Thank
our listeners?
you. Thank you. Keep
Any?
learning. That is very
Hmm.
important.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thanks a lot
Yeah.
again for for your time. And guys, I believe there are a lot of
Yeah.
takeaways from this recording for you. So make sure you listen to this recording and apply all those fundas which Rupali, which I mentioned in this recording or in this podcast. Once again, thanks a lot, guys, for listening. This is Atishajan signing off. Take care and stay safe. Bye bye.